right. Yes, we are hooking up with our electrons, and I believe we're going live on Facebook at this time. This is Ann Sieg, founder of the Ecommerce Business School, and happy 4th of July, celebrating freedom. And how better to do that, celebrating freedom, but with one of our highly successful sellers who came in just in January, actually joined the program. Well, we'll get into those details in just a moment, but good morning to you, Debbie.
Good morning, Anne. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. Thank you so much for clearing your time on this day of celebration of independence and freedom.
That's right. It is. It's a day to celebrate.
Yeah. All right. Before I dive into the material, I want to just give an overview for those of you who are brand new to the e-commerce business school. We have 3 pillars to e-commerce success. And those are cash flow, they are asset building, and systems that lead to automation. And through all our courses combined, we create the roundness, if you will, or the full impact of these 3 pillars, such that people can strive towards having, it is really true, a fully automated e-commerce business. So today's interview, we're focusing on the cash flow aspect, which most of our new members are very eager to learn about. Is it really true? Can it happen with our training courses? Yes, Debbie is laughing. I think we know why. So yes, we're going to learn about cash flow. So here's what I'm letting folks know: as you are a former eBay seller and now have transitioned into Amazon. And so if you could give us a background for you and John, even prior to this whole interesting e-commerce world, where have you come from and how was it you got here?
Well, let's see. I could go back to age 8 when I was answering telephones for my dad, who was a real estate guy, and he would go to estate sales and then he would sell the furniture or whatever. They'd be advertised in newspapers. And by the way, I'm going to be 63 in about 3 weeks. So we're going back about 55 years. Mm-hmm. And, Martin Goldstein Realty, this is Debbie, how may I help you? And I'd have a legal pad and, and I would, when he was out with clients, I was manning the phones in his office, but I could go back that far. But I've always had a entrepreneur mindset. I mean, I grew up with one. I grew up with a family of entrepreneurs. I have worked jobs, retail jobs and whatever, hated it because I like creating unlimited income. Mm. I like to have the potential where nobody tells me what my time is worth, or when I could go do this, or when I have to do that, or when I can take time off, and especially when I started having children. And, it was important to me to be able to be there to raise my children. And that flexibility, has always been the attraction for me. Not to mention the limitless, whatever you want, you can get. There is no limit when you're in business for yourself. It's up to you. You set, the goals, and it's up to you to take action and make your plans and be disciplined. Because, when you're in business, a lot of times I've seen people, they just like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll go out to lunch with you today, or I'll go to the club with you tonight, or what. No, you have to be disciplined and treat it like a job, but, the rewards are limitless. So, I always love that. Started an advertising business in the 90s, and that was doing really, really well. I designed actually a vehicle for advertising that a lot of our local businesses here in Houston loved. It was a door hanger. I called it Wheel a Deal, little for Chick-fil-A and just a lot of businesses. These owners became my friends, and I did that for many years. Grew to like 8 territories. We were doing over $1 million in sales every year. And then I was unfortunately diagnosed with a near fatal blood cancer. Back in the beginning of January, it was 2010. And, but I knew I'd survive that, and I did. It was difficult. The chemo was the most damaging, and that took years, literally years. I was 3 years in a wheelchair.
Oh,
Only 6% of the world population survived non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, by the way. And I
wow.
am an honored and thankful survivor.
Yeah.
But, one of the things I wanted to bring up, because it's going to segue into why we're talking about Danita. Lee, one of our other members, Lee, that you interviewed yesterday, was talking about that he is a victim of dyslexia, which is a learning disability. I happen to have been blessed with a gift of having an eidetic memory. If you don't know what that is, just imagine a photographic memory on steroids. However, I lost that in 2010, something to do with chemo, but I had been dependent on it my entire life, to the point that in the last few years, I realized, and especially with training here recently, it's become more impactful, that I realized I never learned how to learn.
Oh.
Everything I learned, I mean, I've won spelling bees, regional spelling bees. I mean, you'd think, straight A's, you'd think that I was just this intelligent child. No, anything I saw, I would remember. You give me a new math problem, though, back in the day, I remember failing maths tests. You give me a math problem, because I didn't learn how to do it, I only remembered what I saw, and I could recall that just read it. I could recall spelling words in my brain, but if it was a brand new word, nope, I'm out, because I never learned how to learn. And so in the last few years, I'm having to learn how to learn. So you take these courses and stuff like that, and you're reading. I have to read sentences 10 times before I can absorb them. I have to, now if I watch something, I get it, but I didn't learn it. What I did was I filed a picture of it. So this has become challenging, especially when I was setting up Celery. I was determined that I didn't want to just take those settings and just do it. I wanted to learn. And it's been an incredibly blessed journey the last few years, and especially since January. I bring that up. I don't know if you want to ask me about Danita, but oh my gosh, it doesn't matter what your limitations are for learning, for your physical. She will meet you exactly where you need her to be, and she does it with such a joy. She's amazing. But let me go ahead and let you ask the questions about this, because I am a huge fan. Huge.
Thank you. Well, I didn't know that about the learning to learn, and that is both my parents were teachers, so I have an immense intrigue about optimizing the learning process. And so I am extremely fascinated by that whole dynamic, and I'm continually striving to make it as a premium experience as possible for our members, because that's how you get to the results. And that premium experience also has to do with people's mindsets, which is a whole nother conversation.
Yes,
but
it is.
Let's go back a little bit. So you did the advertising, you had the blood cancer and the chemo, you got into eBay, and maybe just real quick how long that went, and then what got you looking for more?
Okay. We were looking for something because I was struggling, physically and whatever. I couldn't just go out and get a job. I've been considered partially disabled since 2010. So we were looking for something at home, and we came across a company you were with in the past, DSD. Okay. And we decided, that looked like something fascinating, so we decided to do the drop shipping model on eBay, which they no longer allow that particular kind of drop shipping. So that kind of pulled the rug out. We did that for this summer would have been 4 years. So about 3.5 years. Okay. And they pulled the rug out on us last year, and our income just went from doing okay to it was gone, like literally within days, overnight, just shut down. So, and the rug really hit us around November of last year. So we spent time, trying to figure out what we were going to do. And my mentor, Becky Thames, had done a little promo about you on her own Facebook Lives about the book course. And John is an avid reader. You know, we have a whole library. We've sold a lot of those books, but we have a you know, library of books, you know, and stuff like that. And this was just something he really resonated with. So we went for it. But Anne, you know what was really a blessing when I saw the promo with you about the books a few months back. Before all of this, I had seen one of your Facebook ads. And I thought I had saved it, and I was going to show it to John. I was so intrigued by you. It was you in a parking lot, I think, and you were talking about using your phone to scan and whatever. And, you know, and the lights went out, so my computer went down. And when I came back, and I spent days trying to go back through Facebook feed looking for you. And I couldn't find you, but you know what? The universe is so wonderful. You came back into my life just a few weeks later through Becky, and you know, because that was my intention. I was going to find you, and I did. So I just thought I'd let you know about that, because I definitely probably would have been last summer. I would have probably already signed up, but in its own good time.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So you joined Book Flipping Profit System. And the reason we're doing this live today, one is to showcase success, but also for people to go ahead and register for an informational web class, which is tomorrow at 12 p.m. CT. There's a link here. So go ahead and click on the link. And then you're going to be able to join me, Coach Kurt, and Danita Zanre, who is our trainer for Shop Your Way to Wealth. So you got into Book Flipping Profit System. Now, you had been through many, many different programs, which maybe you can expound on that. But what is so remarkable is, you know, here you lost your income almost overnight through eBay. And yet, I want everyone to hear this. And yet, after joining Book Flipping, you immediately then came 8 days later to our Trifecta Workshop. So what compelled you to do that? Because we have a lot of people. I was just in a webinar last night. And I don't know if people are unable. We need to help connect the dots how powerful the workshop is.
We, after 6 months of like losing income, we were on our last leg. I needed to accelerate our success. I knew that we could do what we had done in the past and just take our time and learn, because things were comfortable here. We had time to learn whatever. I also was a caregiver for my dad for 3 years during that process, you know, so we took things a little bit slow and built and built. We needed to do something like yesterday.
Yeah.
And we heard about you just before Christmas. So on January 5th, we pulled together the money, and we heard about this after we purchased. We didn't know about Trifecta, but it was a day or two later. And I'm like, what is this? A workshop? You get one-on-one help? Oh my gosh, I need this. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I know me. I know, you know, for years I have this learning disability. I needed that one-on-one. And so it was going to be 4 hours away in Dallas. It was a no-brainer. But I did not expect what happened. And I mean, I was just expecting, okay, I'll be able to get a little bit of information here, a little bit there. Your courses are very structured. They're easy to understand. They are so visual. But when you get to a workshop, every question you could possibly come up with is answered in real time. They're recorded. You can always reflect back on them if you need to. But there are multiple people there. Not only you, Brian, Danita, you know, just the coaches are all there. So you can, you know, ask questions of this one, that one. I can't say enough. And not to mention the other successful members. You know, you go out and you network with these people, and they'll throw something at you, or you form a bond. I have so many bonds now from all of this. This is real, people. I can't tell you, if it wasn't for the workshop, we'd be succeeding, don't get me wrong. But it would have been so much more challenging for us, because we were already, you know, at the bottom income-wise, and we needed to turn our money faster. So, you know, we got the book flipping. We went to Friends of the Library sales. We went to church sales. We went to thrift stores, whatever. Okay, we got that. I hear that doing RA is going to turn money faster. I need that. So I got the course, and we studied in May, and for Shop Your Way to Wealth in May, like literally just a few weeks ago. And on June 2nd, sent in our first RA shipment. And we've done like 3 or 4 replens since then. Now we're talking a 30-day period. Our book sales in May were 20. We sold 20 books, $433 in gross sales. We did, except for 3 books, we did 75 units in June for $1,910 of sales. We're talking a 400% increase in business volume in 30 days just
That's
from
so
doing
awesome.
retail arbitrage.
That is so spectacular. I really appreciate the kudos about the workshop. What I've heard over and over from other folks is they've gone to other like-kind workshops, events, and it's like the information isn't forthcoming. Like it feels like they're still hiding some.
Yes.
Here you get everything. It's all there.
It's almost like you feel like they're holding back privileged information because they have a scarcity mindset. They don't want to share too much because they don't want everybody, taking their ideas or whatever. Matter of fact, I was up last night because I'm working on a music project for Trifecta. And because I'm going to be there in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, I'm so excited. But I was looking back over 2 videos from other workshops I went to, and I'm like, cracking up laughing like, oh my God, if I only knew then what I know now. The difference is night and day. And I've been to many workshops. I have seen supposedly many mentors, and I have paid high dollar for training courses that were just a waste of time and money. But I never regret it because it's led me to where I am now. Everything in the past, no, I'm not defined by the past. I'm defined by my vision for the future.
That's right. Fantastic. All right. You are coming to Trifecta.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yay.
I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So what we're asking people to do as a result of this information is there is a link on this post for you to click the link, go ahead and register. Tomorrow, we're going to talk more about the Trifecta and why you should do everything in your power to be there. It will accelerate. And that was the key word that you said.
Accelerate.
You needed to accelerate. You had important goals. The other reason is this. Q4 is a coming.
Yes, it is.
And so the more knowledge and power you can get inside your brain, inside your heart, into your experience, before Q4 hits, and it hits with the fury, we're talking when the sales just skyrocket. The more you can put momentum into your business right now, the better. That is why we have Trifecta in July, is for that very reason. It's perfect timing for people to come together, get ramped up and ready for Q4, and hit that workshop with massive momentum right out of it. So that's the goal and intent, and we do that for people.
Well, you also offer bonuses for people that do come. Like there's a textbook arbitrage bonus, that you don't offer. That's a little carrot, because the Trifecta is so beneficial. I see why you offer carrots, but if you're interested in selling books, the textbook season is phenomenal. Well, there's one thing right there for you waiting, is that textbook course.
Yes, and textbooks alone helped Brian Cummings have a down payment, enough volume in profit. We're not talking sales, profit,
right?
For a down payment on a house in one single month. That profit bought him his new home, the down payment, which is about $20,000 in profit. So,
right.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope that you have a really wonderful 4th of July. Congratulations to you and John for awesome June sales, 1,900 in sales. Your very first month doing the deal, implementing, is high five, super awesome.
Well, one of the other things I wanted to say is that we got the one-on-one coaching. And I'm telling you, the coaches will meet you right where you are, no matter what your limitations are. They will talk to you, and you get a recording. When you do one-on-one coaching, you get an actual recording so that you can go back over that hour as much as you need to. So that was another thing that helped us, not just Trifecta, but we balanced it also with the one-on-one coaching. We've had several sessions with Case and Danita also, and support calls, and whatnot. So all of those things really make a difference. And that's what I want everybody to know. I'm not just saying this. This is real success, and I'm so thankful for you.
So we use the term recurring, just as a final thought here. Has e-commerce business school helped you re-career your e-commerce business?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. At the end of November and stuff, I mean, like I said, I had a phone call from the eBay task force that was shutting down this form of drop shipping, and I had no idea what we were going to do. So yeah, coming into, I have been part of a lot of other trainings. There is nothing like this one. The structure, the support, the community, the networking, and the acceleration opportunity. It's there.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, folks. Thank you for coming and listening. Those of you who are watching the replay, this is Debbie Kane, who works her business with her husband, John, and they've done phenomenally well because they chose to accelerate their business. They were in earnest to do so after the collapse of their eBay business. So take this very seriously, invest into your education via our workshop. You'll learn the rest of the details. There's a link right here on this post. Go ahead and click that link. Go ahead and register. And I will see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. CT. That would be on Friday, July 5th. All righty. Thanks so much. You have a blessed day, Debbie, and say hi to John.
I will. Happy 4th of July.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.